The global economy is sailing towards a storm. I see dangerous trends emerging, trends that threaten the stability we have worked so hard to achieve. These are not mere economic fluctuations, but fundamental weaknesses that could unravel the fabric of our interconnected world. We are at a critical juncture. The decisions we make today will determine the course of our future. If we fail to heed the warning signs, we risk repeating the mistakes of the past, mistakes that led to economic hardship and global conflict. The global monetary order, the very foundation of international trade and finance, is under immense pressure. The reckless accumulation of debt, particularly in the United States, is a ticking time bomb. And the rising tide of geopolitical tensions threatens to capsize the fragile boat of global cooperation. We must act now with courage and conviction to address these challenges head-on. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now. Tariffs, particularly those levied against China, are not just economic tools. They are weapons that can shatter the delicate balance of global trade. When we erect barriers to trade, we disrupt the flow of goods and services, harming both the target country and ourselves. The global monetary order, a system painstakingly built over decades, relies on the free flow of capital and goods. Tariffs disrupt this flow, creating uncertainty and volatility in financial markets. This uncertainty can quickly escalate, leading to a loss of confidence and ultimately a breakdown of the system itself. We are already witnessing the consequences of protectionist policies. Global growth is slowing, and the risk of recession is rising. If we continue down this path, we risk triggering a global economic crisis far worse than anything we have seen in recent memory. The interconnectedness of the global economy means that no nation is an island. When one nation suffers, all nations feel the pain. Tariffs are a dangerous game, and one that we cannot afford to play. The United States, once the bedrock of the global economy, is now drowning in debt. Our national debt has reached unsustainable levels, fueled by years of reckless spending and irresponsible fiscal policies. This mountain of debt is not just a number on a balance sheet. It is a millstone around the neck of our economy, stifling growth and threatening our future prosperity. Every dollar we borrow today is a dollar we must repay tomorrow with interest. As the debt grows, so too does the burden on future generations. We are effectively mortgaging our children's future to pay for our present consumption. This debt burden also undermines our standing in the world. It makes us vulnerable to the whims of foreign creditors and limits our ability to respond to future crises. A nation addicted to debt is a nation in decline. The solution is clear. We must get our fiscal house in order. We must reduce spending, increase revenue, and bring our budget into balance. This is not a task for the faint of heart, but it is a necessary one if we are to avert economic disaster. The world is becoming an increasingly volatile place. Geopolitical tensions, once simmering beneath the surface, are now boiling over. The relationship between the United States and China, the world's two largest economies, is particularly fraught, characterized by mistrust, competition, and the potential for conflict. This rivalry is not just about economic might, it is a struggle for global influence and dominance. As China's power grows, so too does its assertiveness on the world stage. This is challenging the established order and creating friction points across the globe. From trade disputes to territorial claims to technological competition, the potential flashpoints are numerous, and the risk of miscalculation, of a spark igniting a wider conflagration, is all too real. In this environment of heightened tensions, economic interdependence becomes both a strength and a weakness. It creates a powerful incentive for cooperation, but it also provides leverage that can be exploited for political gain. Section 5. A call to action, reducing the deficit. We must address the ticking time bomb of US debt. My recommendation is clear. Reduce the budget deficit to 3% of GDP. This is not an arbitrary target, it is a necessary step to stabilize our finances and secure our economic future. A 3% deficit target will force us to make difficult choices, but these are choices we can no longer afford to avoid. It will require us to scrutinize every line item in the budget, to separate essential spending from wasteful spending. We must prioritize investments that generate long-term economic growth, such as education, infrastructure, and research and development. And we must reform our entitlement programs to ensure their long-term sustainability. Reducing the deficit will not be easy, but it is essential. It is the only way to restore fiscal sanity, strengthen our economy, and ensure a brighter future for generations to come. The decline of American manufacturing is another worrying trend. For decades, the United States was the world's workshop, producing a vast array of goods that fueled our economy and provided good-paying jobs for millions of Americans. However, in recent decades, we've witnessed a steady erosion of our manufacturing base. Factories have closed, jobs have been lost, and entire communities have been devastated. This decline has been driven by a number of factors, including globalization, automation, and the rise of China as a manufacturing powerhouse. While these forces are not inherently negative, they have had a profound impact on the American worker. The loss of manufacturing jobs has contributed to wage stagnation, income inequality, and a sense of economic anxiety among many Americans. It has also weakened our industrial base, making us more reliant on foreign countries for critical goods. We must find ways to revitalize American manufacturing to create an environment where businesses can thrive and create good-paying jobs. This will require a multifaceted approach, including investments in education and training, support for research and development, and a commitment to fair trade policies. Technology is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it has the potential to unleash unprecedented levels of productivity, innovation, and prosperity. On the other hand, it can also lead to job displacement, social disruption, and even greater inequality. We are on the cusp of a new technological revolution, driven by advances in artificial intelligence, robotics, and biotechnology. These technologies have the potential to transform our world in profound ways, but they also pose significant challenges. One of the most pressing challenges is the potential for job displacement. As machines become increasingly sophisticated, they are capable of performing tasks that were once thought to be the exclusive domain of humans. This trend is likely to accelerate in the coming years, leading to widespread job losses across a range of industries. While new jobs will undoubtedly be created, it is unclear whether these jobs will be sufficient in number or quality to offset the losses. We must find ways to harness the power of technology while mitigating its negative consequences. This will require investments in education and training, policies that promote job creation, and a safety net that protects those who are displaced by technological change. While we grapple with man-made challenges, we must also contend with the unpredictable forces of nature. From hurricanes and floods to droughts and wildfires, natural disasters are becoming more frequent and more severe. Climate change is exacerbating these trends, altering weather patterns and increasing the intensity of extreme events. The economic costs of these disasters are staggering, often measured in the billions or even trillions of dollars. Beyond the immediate damage, natural disasters can also have long-lasting economic consequences. They can disrupt supply chains, displace businesses, and lead to job losses. We must take steps to mitigate the risks posed by climate change and other natural disasters. This includes investing in resilient infrastructure, developing early warning systems, and reducing our carbon emissions. We are at a crossroads. The path we choose today will determine the course of our future. We can continue down the road of unsustainable debt, protectionism, and geopolitical rivalry, a road that leads to economic instability and global conflict. Or we can choose a different path, a path of fiscal responsibility, international cooperation, and shared prosperity. This path will not be easy, but it is the only path that offers hope for a better future. The time to act is now. We must not wait for a crisis to force our hand. We must act with urgency and determination to address the challenges before us. The future of our economy, our nation, and our world depends on it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more such meaningful content. And if you like the content, we will really appreciate you. Like, share, and subscribe our channel. Let's talk trade.